Years ago, some viewer, when he found out that I haven't watched Scarface, yes.
You said Carface. Carface is what I like to call Pixar's Cars.
Yes. I watched the original recently. Boris Karloff is in it. You're not expecting Boris Karloff to be in a gangster movie. You never realize how American of an expression the phrase, "Hey you guys," is until you hear Boris Karloff say those words. Hey you guys. It doesn't work at all for him. So when you say, hey you guys, say God bless America.
Another star of that movie is Paul Muni, who not a lot of people know that's a stage name. His given name is Paul Municipal.
Oh, Boris Karloff has a really boring name that he was born with. I forget what it is.
His original name is William Henry Pratt. He's from Eastern Europe, isn't he?
No, he's English.
That's crazy. Why does he have that accent?
No, it's talking in an English accent. It's very slow. I'm not doing my perfect Boris Karloff.
No.
Go back to your little device.
Boris Karloff.
English.
I was thinking Bela Lugosi the whole time.
You were?
Yes.
Hey, you guys.
This whole discussion is now turned on its head. I've got a bunch of movies that I've never seen before. You don't know what they are. Every episode, I'm going to spring one on you. It might be good. It might be bad. We'll watch it and talk about it. Welcome to the basement. I have a movie to show you tonight, and I hope you're ready for things to get dark. Because tonight's movie is about death. Death. To Smoochy!
Oh,
Released in 2002, DTS was directed by Basement alum Danny DeVito and stars Catherine Keener, Edward Norton, Jon Stewart, and Basement alum Robin Williams. Smoochy was a huge bomb, grossing approximately $8 million against a $50 million budget.
$50 million.
Film critic Roger Ebert gave the film a half a star out of 4, saying that only enormously talented people could have made Death to Smoochy. Those with lesser gifts would have lacked the nerve to make a film so bad, so miscalculated, so lacking any connection with any possible audience. To make a film this awful, you have to have enormous ambition and confidence and dream big dreams.
He might have just described a talent bomb. That's exactly what a talent bomb means.
He named the film the worst of the year.
I don't know if I'm going to like this movie, but I have a feeling I'm going to like it more than Roger did.
Your gift tonight may not be Smoochy, but it's a different mascot that you might remember from the old days.
Oh, it's Sugar Bear. I remember how it talks.
Sugar Bear.
Yes, it's Sugar Bear.
Of sugary cereal fame.
Yeah, I loved this when I was a kid. His food that he made.
His food. It came back as Super Golden Crisp.
Can't get enough Super Golden Crisp. They got the crunch with munch. Lights,
camera, action. We're going over to the old leather couch to take in the spectacle that is Death to Smoochy.
Hey, boys and girls, do you know what time it is? It's time for a mafia-style assassination!
It's a happy place!
6 months earlier, Rainbow Randolph is on top of the world. He is the biggest children's entertainer in America.
And he sings a song called
Friends come in all sizes, that's a fact, it's true.
My friends, my real friends are all Barbie-sized.
No.
My true friends.
Yes, I've seen your collection.
The friends that I don't let a lot of people look at. Behind the scenes, Rainbow Randolph is not such a nice man. These two parents, they want their kid to be featured on the show, but they have to pay him a bribe. But those two parents are actually FBI agents. It was a sting.
And he gets fired. And he loses everything. And he's miserable.
Frank Stokes is one of the executives at KidNet. Oh, Jon Stewart, that haircut. No, sir.
Look at how tiny Jon Stewart is in real life.
I guess friends do come in all sizes. He is charged by his bosses to find the next big child star. His coworker, Nora Wells, suggests Sheldon Mopes. He's this guy who does these kooky shows at a methadone clinic downtown.
Nora goes down to investigate.
Oh, we'll get you off that smackle, yes we will. Oh, we'll get you off that smackle, yes we will.
Meet me after hours in the Fight Club and I'll hit you and you'll be my bud. She likes what she sees.
Listen, can we talk for a minute?
Do you know where I can score some smack? And they go out for some hot dogs. We want to give you your own show. Sheldon is thrilled.
I want to make kids healthy and happy.
There's a little wardrobe montage where they design the Smoochy costume.
This is turning into a Eugene Ionesco play of sorts. Everyone's going to start becoming rhinoceroses.
Smoochy's Magic Jungle, featuring Smoochy, the happy animal.
And it becomes an instant hit!
Smoochy's Magic Jungle.
You know, the real shame is that every day Smoochy's Magic Jungle loses approximately 10,000 acres to, clear-cut deforestation.
Yeah.
Randolph meets with Frank.
You gotta get me back into the biz, man. I've lost everything.
Sorry, you're yesterday's papers, and Smoochy is what's going on today. Jon Stewart's haircut is so bad. It's worse than early John Oliver. I know that's harsh.
You have to stay out here at the dump.
There's a branded product meeting where they're talking about all of the Smoochy projects that are coming out. The products, string cheese, and sugary sodas and things. And Sheldon doesn't like this one bit.
And Smoochy Cola, which contains no less than 2 addictive substances.
Sugar and methadone.
Yes.
And Nora doesn't like Sheldon one bit.
I didn't discover you. I delivered you like a sack of groceries.
Or like a sack of babies. Sheldon meets
Burke Bennett.
I don't care about Smoochy dolls. I don't care about Smoochy chocolate, Smoochy floor wax. All I care about
is touching children. Emotionally. I can be your manager, and I can make things happen for you the way you want them.
You can have Smoochy walk out there with a dildo strapped to his head if you want.
Well, now there's an idea. That would be super sexy. Randolph the hobo is going to sabotage Smoochy's show.
He's making these special cookies.
He sings the cookie time song, and there's a big bag of cookies that comes down from the ceiling. He's going to give the children cookies. But what he doesn't know is that Randolph sneaked in and switched the cookies with embarrassing cookies.
Oh, no, and everyone's shocked, and even the kids know what that is.
Hey, it's my favorite cookie, Dix Ahoy. Smoochy's a pro, and he turns it around.
It's a rocket ship! It's a rocket ship!
That's how good he is. And Burke steps in as his manager, and he gets Smoochy full creative control of the show and all of these perks. Burke takes Sheldon to his favorite restaurant. It's owned by Spinner Dunn, the boxer, who's taken too many punches to the head.
Hey, Smoochy!
He's a big palooka with a heart of gold, and he loves Smoochy.
When you do the jiggy ziggy dance, hey, you want to see me do it?
Okay, cut. We need you to do this broader. I mean, I'm not getting hardly anything from you.
Spinner, come over here and meet the senator.
Senator, I love the way you legislate. Sheldon is visited by the Irish mob, led by
Tommy, and she don't mess around.
Spinner loves you. He would love to be on your show. I think you should let him on the show.
I would say his chances on television are about as good as mine if I got in the ring with him. I mean...
Don't trifle with me, boyo, or you'll sleep with the cabbages. My friend has a hammer.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. I'll figure out something. I have been cured of my fever, and I no longer need cowbell.
Smoochy finds out from Nora that there's an ice show that has been planned. Smoochy on ice. This must be Burke's doing. Smoochy doesn't want to do an ice show because ice shows have corporate sponsors and it's all about selling products and selling sugary snacks.
No one has ever refused an ice show. No one.
Not even Ingmar Bergman, and his ice show was dark and depressing.
Yep, well, they have plenty of ice up there.
Merv Green doesn't like the fact that Smoochy is reluctant about this ice show because he's part of an organization called the Parade of Hope. It's a crooked organization.
There's talk on the street that you're pulling out of the ice show. Now, is that true?
Sheldon is getting in over his head. Nora comes into Smoochy's office.
Everything okay?
I'm drunk.
Well...
I know exactly where this is going, and all I can say is that I hope the rhino costume is involved. They find some common ground, and they almost kiss. Randolph is scheming again. He calls Sheldon, and he makes a funny voice with his mouth.
My name is Benjamin McNucklepick. I'm calling on behalf of Parents for Decency and Children's Television.
Danny, I've just come up with this great new voice. Can I do it in the movie? All right. Oh, good. He convinces Sheldon that he is booking him on a charity event.
He's picked up by this mysterious British chauffeur. It's Randolph.
He brings them to the venue.
Hello, New Jersey!
But it's weird because he can't see the audience. Turn off the spotlight and bring up the house lights. I want to see these kids.
It's a Nazi show that he's expected. It's a Nazi show.
Nazis! In full cosplay.
Smoochy, smoochy. Who bet Alice?
And he loses his show.
He never could have done the things they say he done. He ain't no Nazi.
He's more of a Mussolini-type fascist.
This makes Randolph ecstatic.
Oh, Danny, can I do a musical number in the movie? You think you can write that in? Oh yes. Randolph visits Nora. He says, funny thing about Smoochy.
Can I have my show back? What is the time frame of this that his eye is still kind of swollen up from that time you got?
I think all of this stuff has happened in about 4 days. He lets it slip that he was the one that tricked Smoochy into going to that Nazi performance. Now Randolph is disgraced in the papers, and Smoochy is exonerated. You guys are the greatest! Penis cookies for everyone! Oh, what did I do? All of his experiences have caused him to be angry. What do you do when you're angry? Oh! You howl. That's right, kids, howl with me. I've seen the greatest minds of my generation!
Malak! Malak! And he decides to do the ice show. But it's going to be an ice show on his terms.
I'm doing it all myself. No sponsors, no vendors, no crooks.
No ice and no show.
He's going to give all the profits to charitable causes. Burke Bennett and Merv Green are upset about this.
The rhino's out of control, Merv.
If you're trying to aggravate me, you're doing a hell of a job.
I'm not here to aggravate.
Craig, what do you think of the camera work in this
I think it's really intense.
We got to get him.
I've been practicing and practicing.
I got Spinner in the house. He's banging on this cowbell all day long. I can't take it. Can you give him another job on the show? So a new character is introduced.
My cousin, Moochie!
Moochie's been living with me for over 3 weeks and has not paid for any rent or groceries or anything.
I tell you, I'm gonna go to the locker room and take over.
I hate Spinner. I hate Spinner.
Somehow the show remains the biggest show on television.
3 cheers for the man that I proudly call Stan. He's not quite a dad or a brother. Yes, he gets cross, but still, he's the boss.
And he's an Eminem character. Nora and Sheldon finally get it on.
Smooch, smooch,
Smooch, smooch, smooch.
Out in the studio, Moochie is running around having fun, and these thugs come in.
And they confuse Moochie for Smoochy.
And they beat him with hammers, and they kill him. I can't say I'm sad. I really can't.
I'm having second thoughts, Burke. I don't think I can do this. Relax. They found Merv Green's head in the Grand Concourse.
And I found my head in a bowl, and someone had scissors, and they were giving me a haircut. Buggy Ding Dong shows up. He's an old school host, but now he's an old bum and a smack shooter.
Maybe you can get your old show back if you kill Smoothie. Smoothie.
You'll be the new star. It's just this cyclical thing that keeps happening throughout the movie. Just this, you do this thing and then, yeah. Buggy says, yes, I'll do it. Give me a gun. Randolph finds out about Nora and Sheldon, and he goes crazy, which he already was. He gets a gun, and he confronts them. Eventually, they get the gun back from him.
Go ahead, kill me.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie where one of the characters throughout the entire runtime is having a breakdown. Like, they're just breaking down and breaking down and breaking down and breaking down. And then there's just no bottom.
My balls! They're on fire!
Look.
The ice show happens. And up in the rafters is Buggy Ding Dong, and he's got a rifle. Smoochy does this biographical ballet piece.
The story of my plight. All the crap that Sheldon has had to go through.
It's very moving. Randolph finds out about Ding Dong.
He's gonna try to kill Sheldon, my new friend. Catherine Keenan, who's a great actress, plays Nora.
Nora sees that there's a guy in the rafters, and she says, Sheldon, look out. Randolph makes it up there just in time. Sheldon's life is saved. Rhinoplasty. Buggy Ding Dong's life, however, is at an end.
I never saw Venice!
Fuck! Get Shorty!
You killed Spinner, Burke! It was a tragic mistake.
You can't do it. You're Smoochy the clown.
And Tommy and the thugs take him away to murder him, probably. Everything is resolved, and now Smoochy and Rainbow Randolph are partners and they're best friends.
That's it, kids.
There wasn't any death to Smoochy.
That was exhausting.
Didn't care for it?
No. There were moments that I cared for, but it was just an exhausting movie to watch.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I didn't think it was that bad.
But it definitely wasn't great.
No, certainly
not.
It's
a bad movie, but it's just not that bad.
I would not have given it a half a star.
No.
I would have given it 2
1.5.
star. I'd go 2 just for production values.
Yes. Production values. The performances were generally good.
Edward Norton and Catherine Keener were quite good.
It was exhausting because the movie was trying too hard at everything.
Yeah.
And Danny DeVito, a national treasure. There is no such thing as a Dutch angle or zoom shot that he doesn't love. Yep, this shot had to show up eventually. Every single shot in this movie is executed, and you can see it every single time.
But I kind of like that. I mean, it's fun, and it suits the story.
It's fun for a while, but De Palma knows that sometimes you just have to shoot a scene. You don't need to always have God angles and stuff like that.
Well, I was more exasperated by the manic plot developments and just like running around. Now this is happening, now this buggy ding dong shows up and
out of nowhere.
Yeah. Plot is the weakest part of this movie. What are the strengths of it? The strengths are the simple comedy premise of it's about children's TV, and it's very crude and it's very cynical, and it has elements of organized crime throughout it. And I think in that sense, it kind of works.
If they just didn't force it so much. Spinner, a punch-drunk boxer.
Yeah.
And it really feels as though the entire movie is Spinner to me, where it's just everything is pushing really, 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 really hard.
He could have been that guy. He could have been that character. Hey, Smoochy. If he just pulled it back a little bit, it wouldn't be so unbearable every time he was on screen. And I've seen that actor in a lot of things, and he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
One of the biggest problems with it was Rainbow Randolph. That character just had no arc. He was just a straight screaming line throughout the whole thing. And he just wasn't interesting. Robin Williams doing his shtick at times is funny. The character has to do something and go somewhere. Sheldon has an arc. Catherine Keener has an arc. But this really important character in the story doesn't. And why was Jon Stewart even there? Talk about a superfluous character.
I just wish that it didn't dive into cynicism at the beginning of the movie. In the second scene, you have, we can't have that one, he's a junkie. It should be more and more insidious as it goes on.
Well, the movie really wants to do everything all at once cranked up to 10. Subtlety and building are not hallmarks of Death to Smoochy.
No. If I'm remembering my history right, this might be the beginning of the Robin Williams dark arc.
Yep.
Where he did this and 1 Hour Photo and
right.
Insomnia.
Oh, Insomnia, yeah. I remember 1 Hour Photo was pretty good. It's a title that means nothing nowadays, but it was a good movie. Well, if you were a kids show host and you had a magic jungle or whatever, what animal would you be?
I would not want to be the host of the show. I would be a man who went to a party with his wife in a cow outfit, and he lost her at the party. Doesn't know where she is. And so I'm wearing suspenders and the bottom of the cow.
And this is a show for kids.
This is a show for kids. I've had this idea for years. But then at the end of my segment every time, there'd be the sound of a cowbell, and he's like, oh, I gotta go.
This is like a Charlie Kaufman children's show.
It's a Charlie Kaufman's children's show.
Smoochy is dead, and now we just have to move on with our lives and go over to Seen It.
Seen It!
Krusty Frank 27, Doctor Dolittle, the original from the 60s, not the remake from Eddie Murphy, is widely regarded as a terrible movie, and yet it won 2 Oscars. Seen It.
Not seen it.
Ever since I read Pictures at a Revolution, I've been obsessed with Dr. Dolittle. I had to watch it, and I did.
I'm sorry, man. How'd it go?
This movie has a lot of problems. I've identified 7 of them. Problem number 1. The movie wants to be My Fair Lady and Mary Poppins at the same time. And so, as so often happens, it's a film for no one. Too silly for the adults, and it's too adult for the kids. Problem number 2. The songs. If you thought the songs in Mary Poppins Returns were forgettable, you ain't heard Dr. Dolittle. These are just nothing songs. And even Talk to the Animals, which is a song we all know.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
A hit musical should have at least one great song. Problem number 3. Everything is ugly. The sets, the costumes, the colors, the film stock. Just ugly, ugly, ugly. Problem number 4. Every scene that has animals in it, and that's most of them, just screams animal abuse! Problem number 5. Anthony Newley. Are you familiar with this guy?
Oh, I know the name.
He's a Broadway guy. He's a theater guy.
Mm-hmm.
He plays Doolittle's sidekick of sorts.
Is he handsome?
No. He doesn't have charm. He doesn't have charisma. He's got bad posture. He's got this weird voice. We don't know why he's there. We think that he's the romantic interest for the young lady. He's not, because she wants to get with the old man.
Mm-hmm.
And so he just has no purpose. And she has no purpose either. Problem number 6. The ingenue. We don't know who she is and why she's there. Problem number 7. The humor. It doesn't land. It's well written. The Loch Ness Monster is his cousin. That's a funny joke.
Mm-hmm.
The Death of 1,000 Screams is a funny bit, but all of this humor just lands like 2-ton lead turds.
Tim Lemire asks, the wonderful 1992 documentary Visions of Light about the art of cinematography calls out that moment in the 1967 version of In Cold Blood where the rain is projected, or is reflected, onto Robert Blake's face.
Seen them both.
Seen them both.
The thing that I liked about it the most was that it was just cinematographers. They were just talking about themselves. Mm-hmm. It wasn't Scorsese and Altman coming in and talking about how great they are. They're the stars.
It is a great primer for people wanting to get into movies.
And then there's In Cold Blood, Scott Wilson, who most people know as Herschel from The Walking Dead, and Robert Blake,
who went on to recreate his performance outside of a restaurant in Los Angeles.
Regardless of his personal life.
Yes.
The two of these guys, if they were that age today, they would be huge stars. Particularly Scott Wilson, who's got a real Bryan Cranston quality. But back then, they just weren't leading men. And so it was great that there was a movie like this that they could really be showcased.
That movie is gorgeous. I don't think that they really, really got black and white film right until the 1960s. Yeah. That's when it looked the best, and that's when they were abandoning it, and I don't think they got color right until around 1980.
And the scene with the rain, you can't ask for a better scene than that. Fran Newhouse writes, we haven't heard from Fran for a while.
Not for months.
Have you guys seen Another Round? Boy, those Danes sure do like to drink alcohol until it gets them into trouble. Seen it.
Seen it. For disillusioned high school teachers who have the idea maybe they should all be a little bit drunk all the time.
It's this weird philosopher
who
believe that humans have a blood alcohol deficit and that you should also have like a 0.5% blood alcohol level to perform at your optimal best.
Yes, I'd say hilarity ensues, and sometimes it does, but tragedy ensues as well.
It doesn't always read as a comedy, but it is a true comedy. You know, the main character is changed. He starts out, he's disillusioned, he's disconnected from life, and that's a sort of death. Then he starts this drinking thing, and he and his friends start having these blackout drunk episodes. And that's another type of death. When we get to the end, I think it's an affirmation of life and an affirmation of balance. You know, that you don't need to completely shun alcohol, you don't need to drink yourself into a stupor, you can balance yourself.
Yeah.
Are you tired of cynicism? Are you tired of rhinoceroses? Well, then you'll find neither at our website, welcome-to-the-basement-show.com. It has all of our episodes, including this cynical movie about a rhinoceros. And it also has PayPal donation buttons that you can click on to support our show with a one-time or rolling monthly donation.
Matt is going to give you an example of a good citizen who did this exact same thing.
A good citizen of Finland.
What?
Named Antti, who says, keep it up, you fine lads. If you are not done yet, if you want to see Craig and Matt mix it up with the talking and with more fun, you can watch Unboxing, which comes out this coming Friday. We answer questions, we open mail when we have it, and it's a good time. Thank you for watching Death to Smoochy with us, and now you can watch this.
Bye-bye.
As far as the ice show goes, I suggest you start shopping for skates.
Also, I'm looking to remount Torch Song Trilogy, and I think you'd be perfect for it.
Not for my role. but from my mother. You'd be great. Estelle Getty originally played her. It's really hard to do that voice, man.
My balls! They're on fire!